Hello everybody. How's your Thursday going? Thank you so much for joining me on Tasty Thursday. So I'd like to start out with, I've got some big news to tell you. Last Friday, I had my third grandchild born. It was a baby boy. His name is Nash Norman, and everybody is home and doing well. So that was my big excitement for the week. And also tonight is Sean, my oldest son's birthday. So I'd like to say happy birthday, Sean. Cheers, and I hope you've had a fantastic day with your boys. So with that being said, let's get going into our cooking. We are getting ready for the big game. So what I am going to make tonight is meatballs, and I am using our classic meatloaf, which is a new seasoning that came out in the catalog. I'm not going to make it into a meatloaf. Like I said, I'm going to use it as a meatball, and I'm also going to be mixing it with our buffalo wing sauce. So I'm just going to read to you the back of the meatloaf package so that you know how it originally was to be made. So it says, in a large bowl, combine seasoning with a pound of lean ground beef, an egg, 2 tablespoons of water, mix well until blended. Press meat into a rectangular steamer or an 8x4 loaf pan. In a small bowl, you would combine 3 tablespoons of ketchup with a teaspoon each of brown sugar, honey mustard, and set sauce aside. So then you'd microwave it, put the sauce on top of it, and there would be your classic meatloaf. So tonight what I'm doing is I've got a half a pound of hamburger here, and I've got half the package. So I'm just going to add it in. I am going to put an egg in it. We're going to mix that all up. Here's my spoon here. And then I am going to make our buffalo wing sauce, and I'm going to add some of this to it with some Parmesan cheese. Then we're going to make it into meatballs, and we're going to bake it into the oven on our silicone pan, which makes for super easy cleanup when you're all said and done. And of course, I'm going to make these, like I said, ahead of time so that on Sunday, I am not spending my time in the kitchen cooking, that everything will be good and ready to go. Who else is getting ready for the big game on Sunday? Along with the meatballs, I will be making my chicken nachos, which will use the same buffalo wing sauce as I am using tonight on this. So anything that's left over, I'll just keep in the fridge and pop it on the chicken before we make it into nachos. So there we have it. It's mixed up. I'm just going to put that aside. I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese. And I'm not measuring, I'm just sprinkling it in. And then I'm going to make the buffalo wing sauce. So in my bowl here, I've got a 1/4 cup of vinegar. And what I have is an 1/8 of a cup of the white balsamic vinegar, the jalapeno flavor. So it's going to make it a little bit more spicier. And then an 1/8 of a cup of just regular white vinegar. So let's see, this recipe calls for a tablespoon of the seasoning, and I just use one of my empty jars and paste it to it. So I've emptied the package into a jar, because this is something that we use a lot of. So I'm just going to measure out a tablespoon, and then I always use just a little bit more. Now I might not need it with the jalapeno vinegar, I'm not sure, but we're gonna taste it. Like that. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I only use 1.5 tablespoons because we are going to put in 2 tablespoons of ketchup, and I find the ketchup to be sweet, so I cut back on the brown sugar that I put in. So there's 1 and 2. Get that out of the way, and I'm just gonna mix this up. So, if my mini whisk wasn't dirty, I could be using that. Oh, Karen, you're gonna make the chicken nachos. Good for you. They are delicious. They are our favorite here now. All right, so I am just going to pour some of that in on top of the meat mixture. And we'll mix that up again. And like I said, the rest of this sauce I will put in the fridge and save and toss our chicken, popcorn chicken on that. So here we go, we've got it all mixed up. I'm just going to make it into meatballs. And we're gonna bake it on our quarter sheet pan with the liner. And like I said, it makes cleanup a big breeze. Now I've got one of these fancy things. It's a meatball maker. Tony's grandma insisted that I get one of these, so who am I to disappoint grandma? So I went out and got one. It makes for easy making meatballs. So you just press it in and pop it onto the sheet. Just like so. All your meatballs should be the same size. And then I'm going to bake these in a 400 oven. And it's gonna be about 20 minutes. I'll check them after 10 and give them a flip. And this way your hands don't have to touch the meat either. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes, Jody, they're all the same size, which makes it easy for cooking. You're not gonna get some that are overcooked or undercooked. It looks like I can probably get one more into this. Get these into the oven. Move that along. There we go. So I'll put that aside. Pop it into the oven. Let's get these ones out. Let that cool for a little bit. And then to serve these, I will make a ranch dip. You could also serve them with some of the buffalo wing sauce if you wanted to put some of that in a little dish. But right here, I've got 1/4 cup of mayonnaise and 1/4 cup of sour cream. You could use Greek yogurt if you so choose. And, okay, we're just going to spoon this in. I'm gonna need 2 tablespoons of our ranch. No, 1.5, there we go, of our ranch dip. And then I will also have vegetables cut up that we can dip into this, as well as crackers. So that is going to be our big game snacks for Sunday. And I will be ready when the time comes and I won't have to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So as you can see, that's how quickly you can make a ranch dressing. You could put a splash of milk in this if it was too thick. So that's how quickly, like I said, you can make that up. And then we also have new in our catalog this year is our garlic hummus. So you would mix this with a can of drained chickpeas, put it into your food processor with half the liquid, and then 3 tablespoons of the dip mix and lemon juice. Blend until smooth. You could add roasted red peppers to the top of this. That would make a great dip as well. So let me show you the meatballs. That we have. Here they are out of the oven. And then on Sunday, we'll just take skewers, pop them in, and there you've got your meatball. The other thing that I wanted to show you is how easy this is going to be for cleanup. I don't know if you can see that, but everything just kind of wipes off this silicone pan. So that's another bonus for it. So that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for Tasty Thursday. Have a great rest of your week, an even better weekend. Go Tampa Bay, and we'll see everybody next Thursday. Bye for now. Thanks.